Hello Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Capricorn, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Capricorn, let's get started. All right, how does Capricorn currently view this relationship? All right, let's see what's going on, Capricorn. All right, so we do have the Seven of Swords. We do have the Chariot out here, and then we also have the Page of Pentacles. For some of you, you could very well be connecting with a Virgo, possibly a Cancer, maybe even an Aquarius. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case though. But in regards to, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, I'm kind of getting the Two of Wands with you, which basically represents, a decision needing to essentially be made, but it could also represent, like an overall energy of somebody feeling very, very indecisive. I feel like you're very indecisive about somebody that you want to, continue to pursue a relationship with, but I feel like you're very indecisive about this person. And I feel like it has a lot to do with you not necessarily knowing if this is somebody that you can trust or not. Because these two cards alone represent the complete opposite meanings of one another. A Page of Pentacles is somebody that you can trust, right? It's someone that you can trust. It's somebody that you can rely on, things of that nature. Seven of Swords is somebody that you cannot trust. Seven of Swords is somebody that you cannot, rely on. So with that being said, this person that you do want to continue to pursue a relationship, with, is somebody that unfortunately you're extremely unsure about. You don't know if you could trust this person or not. You don't know. And I feel like that's what causes you to be extremely, indecisive, about this person, whether or not this is somebody that you should even continue to pursue a relationship with or not. Because it's pretty evident to me that you want to pursue them in a relationship with them. Your issue is, should I be pursuing them, though, in a relationship with them? Because I don't even know if I could trust them, Okay, fair enough. Let's look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship? Oof. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles, which I love. We also have the Ace of Swords, and then we also have the Six of Cups out here. King of Pentacles is somebody who's very big on commitment as well as loyalty. With the Six of Cups coming out here, that's telling me that this person feels a very strong and intense soul-tied connection to you. You have a massive hold on this person, regardless if you want to believe that or not. You definitely have, like, this person's heart in the palm of your hands. Again, regardless if you want to believe that or not. I'm just being honest with you, okay? With the Ace of Swords coming out here, I feel like this person's, intentions, towards you is extremely obvious, okay? Is extremely obvious. In other words, I think it's very, very obvious. I keep wanting to say this. I think it's very obvious that this person loves you. I think it's very obvious, that this person's very committed and devoted to you and what they share with you. I think that it's extremely obvious that this is somebody, who is very much so, in love with you and will love to essentially pursue, a life with you and have this happily ever after with you. But I keep wanting to say to you, it's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious that they're loyal to you. It's obvious that they're committed and devoted to you. It's obvious that they're in love with you. It's obvious. So with that being said, as to why you're unsure if you could trust this person, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That I don't know. Because I keep wanting to say it's obvious. Like, it's obvious that they're loyal to you. It's obvious that they're committed to you. It's obvious that they're devoted to you. It's obvious that they're in love with you. It's obvious. But when we look at you and your energy, you're just like, well, I don't know though. I don't know. Like, I don't know if this person really does love me like they say they do. I don't know if this person's very committed and devoted, to me like they say they are. But it's obvious. I keep wanting to say that. It's obvious. How does Capricorn currently feel? Okay. Okay. We have the Three of Swords. We have the King of Swords. And then we also have the Ten of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Seven of Wands. Okay. And then we also have the Queen of Cups. I think it is safe to say, that you are very much so in love with this person to the right of me that you currently find yourself, connecting with. I think this entire situation causes you to feel like you're in a very vulnerable, position right now. And it's because you are. You are, just like they are, The only difference is that I don't believe that this person's allowing fear to get the best of them like you are. That's like the only difference, honestly. But are you in a very vulnerable situation right now? Absolutely. And do you like it? Hell no, you don't like it. You don't like it because it causes you to feel like you're signing yourself up to potentially get hurt. But it goes both ways. It goes both ways. They could be signing themselves up to get hurt too. You know what I mean? But only time will tell. You know what I mean? If you end up playing them or betraying them or deceiving them. But that's just the difference, I would say, between you and this person, that they're choosing, to not worry from sun up, to sundown, if today's going to be the day, where you're going to turn around and break their heart. You know what I mean? Like you do, You're just very protective, when it comes down to your heart. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think that it's a bad idea, to protect your heart. I think that you should definitely protect your heart. But that's the thing, is that you're protecting your heart from someone that you don't need to protect your heart from. You see what I mean? You see what I mean, Jelly Bean? We have the Three of Swords, though. We also have the King of Swords. And then we also have the Ten of Swords coming out here. I want to focus on this Ten of Swords really quickly here. So there's two Ten of Swords in this tarot deck. There's a Ten of Swords that says the Ten of Swords at the bottom. And then we have this one that says everything is fine. Now, for those of you who don't know this, the swords in tarot represent our thoughts, okay? Just like the cups in tarot represent our emotions, right? Anyways, when it comes down to your worries and your concerns about this person, whatever worries and concerns you may have, right, that causes you to like fall into this energy of, I don't know, I can trust them. Whatever those worries and concerns may be, this is Spirit's way of telling you, you don't actually have anything to worry about when it comes down to this person like you think you do. Because that's kind of what it all boils down to, right? You think, right, that you could be dealing with somebody who's deceptive. You think you could be dealing with somebody who doesn't love you, who doesn't care about you, who doesn't have your best interests at heart, who isn't loyal to you or this dynamic that they share with you, okay? That's just what you think, right? But when we look at like the pentacles, for example, in tarot, these are things that, you can touch and see, right? So when it comes down to your physical reality, let's just focus on your physical reality with this person for a moment. Let's just forget about what you think about this person really quick. When you focus on your physical reality with this person, your physical reality, with this person is showing you can trust this person, right? But when you start jumping into like your head about this entire dynamic between you and this person, that's when you find yourself thinking, oh, no, I can't, because what if this person like plays me one day? What if they betray me one day? What if they deceive me one day? What if this? What if that? Things of that nature. It just kind of looks like how do I explain what you're going through? Your physical reality doesn't match what you believe to be true about this person, if that makes any sense. Like, it just doesn't match. Because you could believe, right, that this person's like a cheater, right? But if your physical reality with this person is showing you that, they obviously are not, something's not aligning here. Something's wrong. Either your eyes are deceiving you, okay? Or your mind is. But both things cannot be true here, you know? You can't be loyal and unfaithful at the same exact time. You're either loyal or you're either unfaithful. You can't be loyal and unfaithful at the same exact time. You can't. You just can't. So either your mind and these things that you're coming up with in your head about this person is true and your eyes are just deceiving you, or your eyes are not deceiving you and your mind is. But both things cannot be true, Capricorn. Both things cannot be true. And if your physical reality with this person is showing you that you can trust this person, there's a huge possibility that what you think to be true about this person is completely and utterly false. Because both things cannot be true. This person, yeah, both things cannot be true. It's either this person is faithful and loyal to you and what they share with you, or they're not. But both things cannot be true here. You see what I mean? Both things cannot be true. Let's look at this person, though, a little bit more, shall we? How does this person currently feel? Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands. We got I feel like this person thinks, okay. I feel like this person thinks, eats, and breathes you. I am getting that. Like you are literally this person's everything. They literally think, eat, and breathe you is basically what I'm getting. And they also look at you like you're the one, right? You're the one that they want to like go off and get married to. You're the one that they want to go off and start a family with. You're the one that they want to go off and spend the rest of, their life with. You're the one. You're the one. Again, whether you believe it to be true or not, and that's just how they feel. That's just how this person feels, With you, this person feels complete. They feel complete. They feel complete, regardless if you want to believe that or not. They feel complete with you. They're 100% happy with you and satisfied with you. Like I said, this person just, looks at you like you're the one. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. What actions will Capricorn take? Come on. All right. What actions will Capricorn take towards this person or moving forward? So we have the Tower. We do have the Ten of Wands, and then we also have the Hierophant out here, and then we also have the Ten of Pentacles. This relationship for you hasn't been easy. It's definitely been one hell of a journey from the looks of it, especially with that Ten of Wands energy coming out here. It's been hard, it's been challenging, it's been difficult. It's just been one hell of a fucking journey, I would say, for you. But with the Hierophant coming out here to the Ten of Pentacles, that's kind of telling me that eventually things are going to essentially get better. However, it does kind of require you to make a decision, okay? You're either going to believe, right, that your mind is being 100% honest with you and your eyes are deceiving you when it comes onto this person, or your eyes are not deceiving you and your eyes are telling you like the truth and your mind is just fucking with you and just filling your head up with a bunch of lies and negativity when it comes onto this person. But you got to choose. What are you going to believe? Are you going to believe what your eyes are showing you? Or are you going to believe what your mind is essentially telling you? What are you going to believe at the end of the day? What are you going to believe, Because this whole wanting to believe that this person is, honest, faithful, and loyal, while also wanting to essentially believe that this person's a liar and they're out to get you and, they don't have your best interests at heart, is just going to continue to fuck with you. It's just going to continue to fuck with you. That's never going to stop until you decide to pick a side of the fence here. You know what I mean? You're either going to believe what your mind is telling you about this person, okay? But if you do decide to believe what your mind is telling you about this person, you also have to accept the fact that your eyes are deceiving you at the same exact time, because both things cannot be true, Capricorn. Both things cannot be true. It's either your mind is fucking with you and your eyes are telling you the truth, or your eyes are fucking with you and your mind is telling you the truth. But both things cannot be true, and that's what you've been doing this whole entire time. It's like you want to believe both things. You want to believe that this person's faithful and loyal and committed and devoted to you, but you also want to believe that they're not at the same exact time. And this is why this dynamic between the two of you has been so challenging and difficult, because you want to believe both of these things at the same exact time, but there's, you know what I mean? Like, they're either faithful or they're not faithful. They're either loyal or they're not loyal. They cannot be both. That you cannot be loyal and unfaithful. You just can't. That's just, you're either one or the other. You're either one or the other. You can't be both. You just cannot be both. You can't be. Sorry, you just can't be. It's not a thing. It's not a real thing. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to pick a side of the fence. You know, it's either you're going to believe your mind and accept the fact that your eyes are, you know, I guess, deceiving you and get rid of this human, or you're going to believe your eyes and accept the fact that your mind is just fucking with you, and then continue to proceed forward within this dynamic between the two of you. Because the dynamic could get better between you and this person, but you would have to pick a side of the fence first. Because if you decide, you know what, I'm going to trust what my eyes are showing me and not listen to these intrusive thoughts, these negative thoughts, these, you know, worries and concerns, the relationship could get better. Hands down, it could get better. It could definitely get better. But that's only if you decide to believe what your eyes are essentially showing you and accept the fact that your mind is just fucking with you. But if you continue to think, okay, that your mind is telling you the truth and your eyes are essentially deceiving you, then it is in your best interest to walk away from this dynamic. But you have to pick a side of the fence, because this whole wanting to believe both things at the same exact time, it's like it's fucking with you. It is literally fucking with you. Mentally, spiritually, you know, emotionally, physically, it is fucking with you. Both things cannot be true, Capricorn. This person's either a fucking liar, they're either a liar and a cheater, or they're not. But they cannot be both. They can't be both. They're either an honest person or they're a liar. They're either a faithful person or they're a cheater. But they cannot be both. They can't be both. They can't be a faithful man or a woman and out here cheating on you at the same exact time. They cannot be both. They can't be both, you know? They just can't. They just can't. So you have to pick that side of the fence, you know what I mean? And whatever it is that you choose to essentially do, see it through on top of that. See it through on top of that. If you choose to believe what your eyes are essentially showing you, and you also accept the fact, because it requires you to accept the fact that whatever it is you think to be true about this person is completely and utterly wrong, and you decide to see this through and just have trust and faith in what you see, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, this could get better. This could get great, you know, around here, you know what I mean? But if you choose to not go down that route, you know what I mean? It is in your best interest. It is in your best interest that you do away with this person. That you do away with this person. You know? What actions will this person take towards Capricorn or moving forward? Okay. So we do have the Two of Wands, we got the Knight of Swords, and then we also have the Knight of Cups. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, we got the Seven of Pentacles, and then we also have the Star out here. Before I open my mouth and say anything, I do want to look at the Two of Wands real quick. Tell me more about the Two of Wands. True pair situation, by the way, between you and this one. We do have the King and the Queen of Pentacles out here. Then we have the Page of Swords to the Devil. And then we also have the Five of Swords. Okay, so in regards to how this person, in regards to how this person plans on moving forward. Okay. I want to focus on the devil really quickly here. The devil is linked to the tower, vice versa. So typically when we see the devil come out, the tower is going to eventually come out, vice versa. For those of you who are like into tarot and stuff like that, it's just like a little trick I learned along the way. But yeah, this person does want, like I said, to have this happily ever after with you. They definitely do. However, there's a but to all of this, okay? Due to you constantly thinking the worst when it comes down to this person at times, because I'm getting that you tend to think the worst at times of this person, it is greatly affecting this dynamic here, between the two of you. And it's very, very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating for this person. You got to understand that regardless of what you think, okay, regardless if you want to believe this or not, okay, this dynamic for this person is so damn frustrating because this person looks at you like you're pure fucking perfection, okay? Like you're perfect for them. Queen of Pentacles, for those of you who don't know this, is considered to be the perfect partner card, okay? You possess everything that this person truly wants and desires, right? Within a woman or even within a man. I don't know your gender, so that's why I'm saying both, okay? But the fact that you tend to think that they're constantly out to get you, that they don't have, your best interests at heart, is super frustrating for this person. It's like they look at this dynamic that they share with you as like a blessing and a curse at the same exact time. A blessing because you possess everything that they truly want and desire within a person, and you're fucking perfect for them. But a curse in the sense where it's like, damn, they don't trust me. Damn, they're constantly thinking the fucking worst when it comes on to me. This fucking sucks. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's why they look at this relationship that they share with you as like a blessing and a curse at the same exact time. And that's super fucking frustrating for this person. It is. Because that's the only thing they don't like about you. That's the only thing they don't like about you. They don't like that you tend to think the worst when it comes down to them. They don't like the fact that, you constantly think this, that, and the third. They don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like that. They just don't like it. Especially coming from you. Especially coming from you, damn it. You know what I mean? With the Queen of Pentacles to the Star to the Seven of Pentacles, like, if you were like, I don't know, like a Queen of Wands, let's just say you were like a Queen of Wands like energy. You know what I mean? Like, I promise you, if you were a Queen of Wands like energy, and you were harnessing this energy, this person would have gotten rid of you in a heartbeat. They would have gotten rid of you in a heartbeat because they would be going through this unnecessary stress for somebody who's a fraction of 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 what they truly want and desire. But see, here's the thing when it comes down to you. You're a damn Queen of Pentacles, So because you're a Queen of Pentacles, it's like, although they do not like the fact that you tend to think the things that you think about them, they sit there and they tolerate it and they put up with it. Why? Because you're fucking pure perfection in this person's eyes. You know what I mean? But if you were a Queen of Wands like energy, I promise you this person would have gotten rid of you in a heartbeat. They would have gotten rid of you in a heartbeat. They would have. There's levels to this. We got the Queen of Wands that comes out first. We got the Queen of Swords that follows. Then we hit the Queen of Cups. And then we hit Queen of Pentacles status. See what I mean? Just see what I mean? This person, going back to like, I think I said this when I was looking at the Six of Cups. This person feels like you have like a massive hold on them. You know what I mean? They do. Like, even though like you are everything that this person could ever essentially want within a person, and then some, the fact that they have to deal with this just makes the experience like frustrating, I would say, for them. And on top of that, it's like you do have a massive hold on this person. So even though they don't like this, they just sit around and they just deal with it anyways because, you got to understand, in their head, they don't think that they're going to find another you. You see what I mean? They don't, it's uncommon, I would say. It's very uncommon to run into a Queen of Pentacles like energy. It's very uncommon. Like, it's more common to like run into like a King of Wands, for a perfect example, or a Queen of Wands, or a King of Swords or a Queen of Swords. Like, these are people that you're gonna typically, you know what I mean, like run into. But when we talk about like the Queen of Cups to the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor to the Empress, these are rare findings, okay? Because most of the time, these people are already cooped up, married to somebody. You know what I mean? Like somebody already took them off the market. You see what I mean? So it's like, this is what I'm saying. It's uncommon. It's just uncommon to like run into a single Queen of Pentacles, a single Queen of Pentacles at that. You know what I mean? Just like it's very rare to find somebody like them, you know, a single King of Pentacles, you know? So the fact that you guys were able to, you know, meet one another, encounter one another, cross paths with one another, build towards a life with one another, you know, is a blessing in itself. You know what I mean? Because it's just uncommon. It's just uncommon to just run into a single King of Pentacles or a single Queen of Pentacles. You know, it's just fucking uncommon, because a King of Pentacles, like I said, is that type of person that's already married, cooped up with somebody. You know what I mean? Because somebody got, you know, took them off the market. Why? Because they possess so much that a woman would essentially want, or a man would essentially want. Same applies for you. You see what I mean? It's like, you see what I mean? Just see what I mean, Jelly Bean? So with that being said, this to me just kind of feels like an energy of them just kind of like throwing their hands up. Like, you know what? Capricorn's probably never going to stop, you know what I mean, thinking that I'm the bad guy. They're probably never going to stop thinking that I'm out to get them. But you know what? Fuck it. You know, fuck it. Whatever. You know, this is not Burger King having my way. You know what I mean? This is not Burger King having my way. So you know what? I might as well just accept that. I might as well just accept the fact that they're never going to trust me. I might as well just accept the fact that they're going to forever think I'm doing X, Y, Z. I might as well just accept that. You know what I mean? And just deal with it. Why? Because they don't think that they're going to find another you out there. And that's just the reality. A King of Pentacles and a Queen of Pentacles, these are people that have a lot of life experience. You know what the hell is out there. You know, I don't got to tell you. They know what the hell is out there. Nobody has to tell them. You guys have enough life experience to know that what you guys share with one another, it is very beautiful, it is very rare, and it is very, very unique. And you ain't gonna find this around the damn corner just waiting for y'all. Like, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't fucking happen. You know what I mean? You're going to more than likely run into a King of Swords like energy around the corner, or a King of Wands like energy around the corner. They're more likely gonna run into a Queen of Wands around the corner, or a Queen of Swords around the corner. That's what they gonna run into. You know what I mean? That is very, very likely to happen, right? They're not gonna walk around the corner and find a Queen of Pentacles like you. Just like you ain't gonna walk around the corner and find a King of Pentacles. It's just not gonna, it's probably never gonna happen. It's probably never gonna happen. It's probably never gonna happen. Probably never gonna happen. You know what I mean? And I think that y'all both know that. I think that you guys both know that it just don't get no damn better than this. You know what I mean? And I don't got to tell you, you know what I mean? I think that you know that. And I'm pretty sure they know that too. You know, hence why they're falling into this energy of, I'm just going to just throw my hands up and just give up. You know what I mean? And just accept the fact that they're just going to forever think this about me. But fuck it. It is what it is. You know, this is a person I want to be with. I ain't going to find anybody better than them. I already know that. You know what I mean? So I might as well just sit around and just, you know, accept it and deal with it. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of what they're doing. That's just basically what this human's doing on their end. You know, you, on the other hand, it's like, you just don't want to continue to feel this way or live life this way. And I already told you what you got to do. You got to pick a side of the fence. Both things cannot be true, Capricorn. You can't sit here and say this person's faithful and loyal to you and they're a cheater at the same exact time, because if they are a cheater, then they're just straight up a cheater, and that's it. They're not faithful. They're not loyal. They can't be both. They cannot be both. They can't be both. You're either an honest person or you're a liar, but you cannot be both. You can't be both. You cannot be both. You can't be both. You can't be both. You can't. You just can't. You can't. And that's the thing, is that you need to like pick a side of the fence here and then stick to it. You know, if you decide in the end to believe, okay, well, I just think that this person's a cheater. You know what I mean? Whatever, fine. Let's just say that you decide to believe that in the end. You need to leave this person. That's what you're being advised to do. Leave them then. You need to leave them then. Because this is going to continue to destroy you in all sorts of different levels. on a mental level, on a physical level, on a spiritual level, on an emotional level, if you really do believe that this person is a cheater, right? And your mind is right about this person, your eyes are deceiving them, you need to leave them. If you believe that your eyes are being honest with you and your eyes are not deceiving you, you need to accept the fact that your mind is just fucking with you. And then go be happy with this person. But you got to pick a side of the fence. You have to. Because even though even though I see this person falling into this energy of, fuck it, you know what I mean? They're going to forever think this. It is what it is. I'm just going to deal with it. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going to find anybody better. Even though they're accepting all that comes with you and this dynamic that they share with you, you don't want to continue to live your life this way. You don't. They're just like, fuck it, whatever. You know, if this is how I'm going to spend the rest of my life, you know, dealing with somebody who thinks this, that, and the third about me, it is what it is, because I know I ain't going to find anybody better than this, so fuck it, so be it. They're okay with it. The thing is that you're not okay with it. You're not okay with it. You're not okay with thinking the things that you think and feeling the way that you feel. You're not okay with it. They're just like, fuck it, I'm just going to deal with it. I'm just going to deal with it. You know what I mean? I'm okay with it. It is what it is. You know, like, you're not okay with it. You're not okay with it. And that's the problem, is that you're not okay with it. You don't want to continue to live your life this way. Them, they're just like, if I have to live my life this way, so fucking be it. Because I don't feel like I'm gonna find anyone better than Capricorn. So it is what it is. You know, like, you're not falling into energy of, you know what, if this is gonna be the way I spend the rest of my life constantly thinking the worst when it comes onto this person, so be it. I'm gonna do it. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you got to pick a side of the fence. Both things cannot be true, Capricorn. Both things cannot be true. Both things cannot be true. Both things cannot be true. This person is either a cheater or they're not. They're either faithful or they're not. They can't be both. They can't be both. They cannot be both. It's either one or the other. It's either your eyes are telling you the truth, your mind is fucking with you, or your mind is telling you the truth and your eyes are fucking with you. But both things cannot be true. Both things cannot. What are you going to choose to essentially believe at the end of the day? Are you going to believe your eyes? Or are you going to believe your mind? Are you going to believe your mind, or are you going to believe your eyes? You know what I mean? What I think you should do is just believe your eyes, because your physical reality, you know, with this person is showing you that they're faithful and loyal to you. When we looked into this person's energy, that's all we got, right? Was them being faithful and loyal to you. We didn't get any sort of deception within their energy. And when I say deception, what I mean by that is that we didn't see this person connecting with somebody else. We didn't see this person in love with someone else. We didn't see this person desiring someone else, lusting for someone. We didn't see none of that shit coming from this person. So it's like, if I'm going based off of what I'm seeing, you have somebody who's very faithful and loyal to you, and your eyes have already revealed, you know, you've already seen that with your own two eyes. It's just your mind is like, no, don't believe your eyes. Don't believe your eyes. But when we focus on what your mind is essentially telling you, it's not reflecting on their behalf. It's not reflecting on their behalf at all. It's not, you know, coming out that this person is being deceptive. It's not coming out that this person is, you know, falling in love with somebody else or infatuated with somebody else. Like, they're infatuated with you. That's who they're infatuated by. But again, it's like their energy doesn't align to what you think about this person, is what I'm saying. So what does align when it comes down to this person, their energy, is what your eyes have already revealed to you, right? Or what your eyes have, you know, what you've seen, with your own two eyes, is that they are definitely faithful and loyal to you. So that's the only thing that I am getting, that it's, you know, it's an agreement, right? Is that your eyes are not lying to you because of the energy that I saw come out here for this person. So your eyes are more than likely telling you, you know, the truth. Your eyes more than likely are not betraying you or deceiving you in this entire situation, because it aligns with the energy they came out with. But when we compare it to what your mind is telling you, that's when it clashes. That's when it doesn't add up. That's when the math just doesn't start mathing around here. You know what I mean? So that's all that I will say to you. And then you take that information and you do what you want with it. But do I think that your mind is just fucking with you? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How do you get it to stop? by accepting the fact that both things cannot be true. Both things cannot be true. And that's just the reality. You can't be faithful and a cheater at the same exact time. You're either a cheater or you're fucking faithful. You can't be both, though. You can't be both. You cannot be both. You can't be both. You just can't. You just can't. It's not a thing. You just can't. You know what I mean? And that's how you stop this whole like madness you got going on. You know what I mean? Like in your head, by accepting the fact that, you know what, both things cannot be true. They're either being faithful or they're not. But both things cannot be true. And that's what you've been doing. It's like, they're faithful, they're a cheater. Let's just mix these two together. And that's just what they are. And that's why you're so confused. That's why you're all over the place, mentally speaking, you know, because you're trying to force two things to come together that are not supposed to come together, because it just they don't correlate with one another. It's just you can't be faithful and then a cheater at the same exact time. You just fucking can't. You cannot. You can't. It's not a thing. It's impossible. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if this person is essentially cheating on you, when I looked into this person's energy, they're definitely not. If this person is, you know, essentially cheating on you, that would make them a cheater. But if this person is being loyal to you, which I did see that they were, then that makes them a faithful man. That makes them a faithful woman. That doesn't make them a cheater. That makes them a faithful man. That makes them a faithful woman. You know what I mean? But both things cannot be true. And you got to accept that. You have to accept that. You have to accept that. Both things cannot be true. So you have to pick and choose. Like, what are you going to honestly believe? But this whole, let me believe both. Let me believe both. They're faithful and they're a cheater. Let me believe both. Let me believe. You need to stop. Both things cannot be true. They're either faithful or they're not faithful. They're either loyal or they're not loyal. They can't be both. You know what I mean? And once you pick that side of the fence, whatever you decide to do in the end, because I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm going to say that your mind is fucking with you for sure. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And I get why it would, you know, because you're mixing the two together. You know what I mean? You're trying to ball it up and make it become one. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, these things they cannot coexist with one another. They don't correlate with one another. You're trying to force two things to like come together. You know what I mean? And it's like, this is why you're scattered, you know, mentally. This is why you're confused. This is why you're conflicted, because both things, it just can't be true. It cannot be true. And you're trying to force them to be true. You know, they're a liar, they're a cheater, but they're faithful and they're loyal. That's who they are. And it's like, no. They either are faithful and loyal to you or they're not. That's it. Can't be both. It cannot be both. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys